This video is brought to you by BlueCert. BlueCert is a trusted provider for AI-related certifications designed to validate expertise in machine learning, data science, NLP, AI security, and more. You can go to bluecert.org to take a look at all of their offerings. You can explore the certifications. Here we have certifications on machine learning, AI healthcare, AI in finance, natural language processing, and many more. If I go to machine learning, you can see the different potential roles that are available for machine learning as developers and even different paths that are available. And this provides you with AI-focused specialization, flexible online exams, and also employer recognition. You can also check out some of the sample multiple choice questions on that category. If you're looking for certification for machine learning or AI related fields, check out bluecert.org. All right, everyone. So let's continue. Now, the next thing that we want to learn is how do you declare a variable and, well, what exactly is a variable? Well, variable is a place in memory where you can store a value, all right, so that you can use that value later on. Okay, let's create a variable called name, and we'll assign it some value, John Doe. Now let's pause over here and see what we have done. We have created a variable called name. Does it have to be name? Can it be n? Yeah, it can be n. Can it be 1? No, it cannot be 1. It has to be an alphabet. Okay, how about A1? Yeah, sure, it can be A1. What about the name? Can it be anything? It can be anything. It's the value that you're assigning. It can be John, it can be J, it can be 1, 2, 3, it can be whatever. Now, keeping in mind that when we create a variable, which in this case now it's A, now we're assigning a value John Doe to A. This means that if I print out the value of A, it will be John Doe. And let's go ahead and do that. Let's print it. Now in Python, you already have a function called print, and you can pass in the variable that you want to print. So what it's going to do is when it prints, it's going to show up on the right-hand side. And I think that's the good thing about REPL is that we can just run the application by using the run button on the top. Let's run it. Now, since this is the first time I'm running it, it might take a little bit of time to run, but on the future runs that I will do, it will be a little bit faster. All right, and there we go. So it printed it out, John Doe. Well, let's pause over here. If I am printing out A, and I'm kind of like, I have a lot of code up there, like this. Just by looking at print A, it's kind of hard for me to figure out that, what does it even mean? Like A? What does that mean, A? Right? So it's always a good idea to name your variable in a nice way. So what can we name this variable which stores the name of a person? Well, we can call it name. I think that's a nice and simple name. Now, even though if we have a lot of lines of code and I print out the value of name, oh, I know what I'm printing out. It's the name of the person, right? Now, you can even go a little bit more descriptive and you can say full name. And then you will change this to full name. All right. Now we're going to come back to that why did I put an underscore there? Let's keep it simple right now and just change it to name. All right. So hopefully you're following along, and it will be a great idea that if you also open up your REPL and start typing this code, because just by watching the video, it's not really going to teach you anything unless you go and actually do it yourself. So get your hands dirty and go ahead and code. All right. Now, there are a couple of things that we need to take a look at it from a point of view, it's what value we have assigned to it. The value is John Doe, but it is surrounded by these single or double quotes. So I'm using double quotes, but you can use single quotes if you want to. Whenever you surround something with double quotes, it basically means that the value is a string in pretty much all the languages in the world. All right. So if you surround something with double or single quotes and you assign it to a variable in C#, in Java, JavaScript, any language that you pick, or at least most of the languages, majority of the languages, that will be considered a string. And that's the number one thing that I see with my students is when they are assigning something, sometimes they will do this. And they will sit there and they're like, what is going on? Why is there like red lines under John and it's like giving some error? I just wanted to assign the value John Doe to name. It's not working. Well, you're missing double quotes. If you want it to be a string, you have to surround it with double quotes. All right. So name is a string, combination of alphanumeric characters. In this case, the name doesn't really have any, numbers, but it's just alphabets. Now, I can also go ahead and say another variable, SSN, and I can assign some value to it. Now you might say, hold on a second, this is a number, right? You just created an integer because it's a number. Nope, it's not a number. Once again, look at the double quotes. When you surround something, when you wrap something with double quotes, it becomes a string, right? Okay, so what other things we can create variables for? Well, let's create a variable for age. Assign it some value. Now, this is age, which is the name of the variable. We're assigning 45. It's not surrounded by double quotes, so it is integer. Great. Wait, it's integer. Why not float? Well, what does the definition of float say over here? Numbers with decimal. Okay, 45 doesn't really have any decimal, so okay, it is integer. Pi, the value of pi from mathematics, 3.142. Now this one has a decimal, so this is float. All right. What about boolean? Well, let's go ahead and assign something over here. So I'll create a variable called published. Maybe we work for a magazine company and we are publishing articles. And published, when an article, it says published true, then it means the article is published. If it is false, then article is not published. Okay, we'll just set it to true. So this will be a boolean. All right. So now we have used all of these different variable names, and we have assigned some values to it. All right. So this is how you will create variables in Python. Now, remember when I changed the name to full name and I put an underscore in there? That's the important part, and I will discuss that in the next lecture. So stay tuned for that.